What is up, everybody? Welcome to AK Plays. I'm AK. Let's play. Okay. Alright, everybody. Today I've got a fun one for you. This is my DPS D3-FNC build. Now, I'm going to preface this with one thing. This is not the best way to run D3. The best way is with a good amount of stamina, a strong shield, and being a support player. However, this is a very fun way to run D3 that even if you don't like D3-FNC as a gear set, this is still kind of fun, and I think you might want to try it because it is pretty hilarious to troll people with. I'll explain the strategy behind it, the theory, and kind of how to use it during the gameplay, but for the build here, I'm just going to tell you what we're looking at. We're at 9,600 firearms, 3,000 stamina, and 120,000 skill power to make sure that we have the strongest shield possible while maintaining crazy firearms. Primary weapon is a house, and on that house we have deadly, responsive, card counter, and these attachments. Now, your secondary weapon, I have a bullfrog with accurate, responsive, and uncomplicated, plus these attachments. However, you can run anything here. This was planned out to just be a troll build. You could run a lightweight, a lova, another house. You're not going to use much other than your primary weapon on this build. Your pistol, I keep around my determined cool-headed in case I need an ult back quickly. And now if we look at the chest piece, you can see we're rolled for firearms, skill haste, health, and ammo capacity. Since the shield isn't going to be all that strong, we are going to have a good amount of skill haste on this build to get it back quickly. Now, here are the gear set bonuses for D3, if you don't know them. And then if we look at the mask, I have it rolled for firearms, critical hit chance, and I would say that your minor should be burn resistance. And now onto the knees, we are rolled for firearms, skill power, and those minors are really bad. That should be burn, shock, and disrupt resistance. And onto the holster, we are rolled for critical hit chance. On the gloves, we are rolled for firearms, SMG damage, critical hit chance, and skill haste. You can go critical hit damage if you want, but I think the skill haste is more important with how weak the shield is. Now onto the backpack, we are rolled for firearms, skill power, and burn resistance. Our mods, you can see we have stamina skill haste, ballistic shield damage resilience, and ballistic shield damage resilience. And those are going to give us a little bit more safety behind the shield. And then on the holster, we have ballistic shield damage resilience. On the knees, we have firearms skill haste and ballistic shield damage resilience. On the mask, we have firearms skill haste. And on the chest piece, we have firearms skill haste and electronics skill haste. Now, if we look at the fun stuff, you can see we're at 45% crit chance, and we have some decent critical hit damage and some alright headshot damage. And then the only really other relevant stat is our skill haste is at 33%, which is awesome, and if you happen to have a reclaimer, you're going to have some crazy skill haste. Onto our skills, we have a booster shot that's going to bring up your damage a little bit. We have a recovery link that will be good for healing your teammates, keeping yourself alive if something happens. However, you can switch to attack link if you want to up your fun to a crazy amount, because that is a riot to run that. Then our shield, you can see, has 783,000 health, which is a pretty weak shield in comparison to a real D3 shield. However, it is going to be able to hold up for a couple of seconds no matter what you're fighting. On our talents, we have adrenaline to keep off status effects, combat medic to heal your shield or your teammates, precision to get your critical hit chance up because you're going to have time to hit a headshot accurately behind the shield, and then chain reaction to hit people with grenades if you have a bunch of people on you. If you have someone running a pulse, you can switch off precision to critical save, and then also if you want, you can take off chain reaction and run on the move, depending on if you have nades or not. And that's going to be really good because you are going to probably want some resistance if your shield buff wears off and you're running around without your shield. But here's the build. It hits crazy hard and it's very, very funny because the way people treat this build is hilarious. Now, I'm going to cut to some gameplay to show you guys the how this build works, and then I'll explain the whole strategy behind it, but I hope you enjoyed that build. Now, onto the gameplay and why this works. So the way people treat this build is hilarious. People treat this like how they treat a normal D3. In normal D3s, advanced players completely ignore the shield and just try to shoot their teammates. And this build takes advantage of that completely. As soon as they avoid you and they go around you, all of a sudden they're getting hit by high 20 to 30k crits in the back, and they're questioning where it's coming from. You're usually going to get that person once or twice before they figure out what you're doing, and then they're going to be able to counter this pretty easily. But for those first couple of kills, it is extremely funny. It's kind of a troll build, but it is hilarious to use. As for not as advanced players, they may try to focus down the shield, but you're going to probably be able to out DPS them because this hits extremely hard for what it is. Now, I have done DPS hybrids with D3 before. I'll put a link to that up in the corner. But I feel like this might not hit quite as hard, but the one really cool thing about this is that it gives your team that stamina buff, and it really still works functionally as a D3 support role. However, you're just hitting super duper hard, and you have really low stamina, and your shield's not quite as strong. So it's kind of a weird trade-off. I wouldn't say that this is going to be taking over the meta anytime soon. I still think that the regular D3 is probably the better way to run this. However, this is a hilarious change-up if you're looking to do something new, and if you're someone who is really tired of running your D3 and nobody shooting at you, believe me, this will get them shooting at you. So either way, it's a really fun build to try, and I encourage you to give it a test. It's nothing that I'm thinking you're going to be saving as a loadout or using as your main build, but it is really fun to switch up every once in a while if you're looking for something new. I was happy with the success with it. I think it did really well. The damage was good. Survivability was actually not as bad as I thought it would be. And as long as I was able to strafe until I got my shield back, the skill haste allowed me to have shields pretty often. So I hope you guys enjoyed the build. I'm going to stop talking and let you enjoy the gameplay. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.
Taking the lead. Agent has been neutralized.
been defeated. What?
When you try your best but you don't succeed.